I would say one of the things that I'm seeing in Greenville that many people might not realize are opportunities. There are opportunities right now left and right because interest rates are lower than they have been in 3 years. And so sellers are playing ball. We are getting really good, favorable terms for our buyers. And if you're a first-time home buyer, which again, my heart hurts for first-time home buyers because rent is so expensive, that keeps going up. And it's so incredibly challenging for those first-time buyers to save up the big down payment. When you hand that check over, you feel like, oh my gosh, how am I going to make it? And then maybe you have to go buy furniture. So I think the thing that most people may not realize are the opportunities that are out there right now, especially in new construction. You've got these big builders who, they own the builder, they own the sales staff, and they own the lender. And because they have control of all three of those levers, if you will, they can adjust the interest rates and they can give you closing costs and they can give you appliance packages and they can really sweeten the deal because they've got to get that house off the books because they borrowed money to build that house. And time is money. So right now, these bigger companies that have spec homes, they are really wheeling and dealing if you are willing and able to take the risk to borrow money, right, and make the purchase. But there are some great deals out there. And a lot of things that people may not know is if you buy in one of the first phases in new construction, by the time they're done building that big neighborhood, you've got some automatic equity. So that's a really smart decision. And that is why they incentivize the first few phases to come in with a lower price because you've got to put up with all the loud construction noise and you've got to sometimes buy a floor plan. You can't look, touch, and feel the actual final product. So if you're willing to take that risk and be the first in, you are rewarded later because they charge more money for the exact same thing. The product doesn't change, but the price does as they get to the end of the neighborhood. And if you're last in, which I understand, right? I'm not an early adapter of technology, but if you need to see it and you need to see that this is a proven neighborhood, well, then you're going to pay the highest price. And I would say the way to find out about these incentives and these builders that are wheeling and dealing is to have an agent, and not just any agent. You need an experienced agent who knows where to look, who has a running document list of, what Toll Brothers is offering, or Pinestone, or D.R. Horton, or Meritage, or all of those builders, right? We have running lists here in our office, and we know who's offering a 3.99 interest rate, right? We know who's got a 4.99 interest rate. We know who's giving $15,000 in closing costs right now. But it comes down to, where do you want to live? What are you comfortable spending? And then we can help you find the best deal.